What is good, YouTube, man? How is everybody doing? How is everybody's day today? Hope everybody is having themselves a wonderful Tuesday, man. And listen, we're here. OTAs have begun. Very, very exciting times. Happy to see our team back out on the field, getting ready for this big season. As we all know, man, we have new schemes on both sides of the ball. So this is a very, very important time for our roster. But please, before we get into this, at the end of the day, it's bigger than football, and there was some things that went down today in Texas. So please, if I want you guys to keep these people in your prayers, man. Very, very sad what happened today. It should never happen, man. Should have never happened. So prayers go out to their families of the victims and people affected by this. You never, ever want to see children or anybody have their lives taken away from them, especially at the schoolhouse, man. They're out there trying to get their education, trying to make friends and have fun and play and be kids, and something like that happens. You never want to see that happen. So prayers go to them and their families. Very, very, very sad what happened. And I just want to put that out there, man, before we get into a lot of Raiders football. But I had to say that, man, because you never want to see that happen, man. No, those kids did not deserve that, and neither did the families, man. So hopefully everybody, everybody mourns different. But one day they'll be able to move on and live happy, man. But yeah, had to get that off. Shout out to everybody who's already in the building. We already got my brother Egalitarian, Blazing, brother SC tuned in today. Shout out to my brother SC. We got Big Kenny in the building. What happened? You didn't say DC. Oh, you said chocolate. Okay, there we go. Not letting go of the fact you said Eckler's. He is. Shout out to my brother Will. Raider Mike says, "What up? What do you think the Raiders' record will be?" We'll get into that. Valerie, Rod Gas, Ezekiel, Mondo, my brother, Blazing, Berserk, Valerie again. Everybody who pulled in, who tuned in already, almost 50 deep, man. Shout out to you guys. Taz, Jamal, Raider Dangerfield, Raiders Down Yonder, Raiders 805. Shout out to all of you guys. But listen, like I was saying, man, the Las Vegas Raiders and the team are back in the building. And now your season is kicking off, man. There should be some additions, right, once we get some more money. But basically, the nucleus of your roster is already built, right? You may add one, maybe two more players that will fight for a starting job, or they will have a lot of play in terms of rotation. But the nucleus of our roster is already here. It's in the building. And now we take ourselves onto the field with our brand new coaching staff. On the offensive line, we have our brothers Carmen Brasillo and Josh McDaniels running this show. Obviously, the new scheme with Josh McDaniels needs to be learned. On the defense, you have Patrick Graham, Rob Ryan, Frank Oakham, Jason Simmons, Chris Ash. You have a lot of new staff members, and this is a vital time in making a big run, getting a lot of wins, making a playoff push, going deep into the playoffs. You want to have your guys there in the building. And listen, man, one thing to say, as of today, yesterday and today, it's not mandatory. It does become mandatory on June 7th, June 8th, and June 9th. Those days are mandatory. You have to be in the building. And if you're not, well, there should be concerns, There should be concerns on why certain players aren't in the building on mandatory days. I don't think that we'll have any crazy storylines about this person and that person isn't in the building. I think that all of our guys will be there. I wouldn't worry about that. But if there are storylines to be made, it will be June 7th, June 8th, and June 9th. So that's what we'll see. And that's when we'll see if people want to hold out or people want new contracts, this, that, and the third. We will begin to see that very, very soon. And mandatory days or it becomes mandatory June 7th, June 8th, and June 9th. You have to be in the building. As of right now, though, I still think that we have a very, very, very high attendance rate. I think it's back in the 90s like it was a few weeks ago when it first started. So very, very, very excited about that. My brother Will F. Who's a better quarterback, Carr or Stafford? In my honest opinion, no bias at all, I think that Derek Carr is a better quarterback. Personally, I've seen Matthew Stafford, I think, throw 2 interceptions in a playoff game, still win. Our team is just not set up or hasn't been set up like that for Carr to be able to throw 2 interceptions and win a game. I personally, I know I'm a Raider fan. Maybe there's a little bit biased, but I think that Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford. And I understand Stafford just got that ring under his belt on his finger. But I think that DC's better. I think there's one category that Matthew Stafford wins in, and that's arm strength. Not arm talent, arm strength. Matthew Stafford can really sling it downfield, but I have DC as a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford. 100% will. Shout out to my brother. Yes, see, Kenny says Carr. Richard says Carr, most definitely. Yes, so it becomes mandatory, Valerie, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th. Those are mandatory days. You must be in the building. You have to be in the building. But shout out to my brother, Raider Dangerfield. This then leads us into our next topic, and it is what's going on with our undrafted free agent running back out of UTSA, Sincere McCormick, right? For those of you guys who aren't new to the channel, you guys checked out my video when I first made the video of us signing him, and he is a very, very successful running back coming out of college, right? Some would say, well, why does a running back that averaged 5.5 yards per carry in college and almost 1,500 yards a season go undrafted, even though he has almost 30 touchdowns in 2 years? Some would say, why does a talent like that go undrafted? And it was the 40 time. He ran a 4.6 40. Isn't the greatest when you're looking at a running back, but it's looking like the Las Vegas Raiders, it was on the transaction wire, the Las Vegas Raiders decided to place Mr. Sincere McCormick on to the IR. It's reserved and injured list. So we will see. We will see. I know it's been reported that he will miss his entire rookie year. Now, in my opinion, my initial reaction to this was it was pretty simple because the Las Vegas Raiders did this last year with an undrafted free agent, and it was kind of a big thing then as well. Here's what I think is going on, Raider Dangerfield. I feel like the Las Vegas Raiders and Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler understand that they drafted a running back, that they signed multiple running backs, and then they drafted another one late in the 7th round, right? So what I think is going on, Dangerfield, is we have a very congested backfield right now, and they decided to put him there on that list. And yes, it's kind of forfeiting his rookie year, but he gets to develop all year, still gets to practice, still gets to learn the playbook, gets to be in the system, gets to be in the building. And with him being on IR, it does 2 things for the Las Vegas Raiders. One, it now opens up a roster spot. So Sincere McCormick is still a Las Vegas Raiders running back, but he does not take up a roster spot since he is on IR. Another thing, with him being on injured reserve, another team cannot, and I repeat, cannot sign Sincere McCormick. Now, let's say that Sincere McCormick made the team, and we said, you know what, the backfield is congested. We want to put you down on the practice squad. Then what that does is that allows all 31 other NFL teams to go and say, you know what? Sincere McCormick, we liked him in the draft process. He went undrafted. We're going to pluck him off your practice squad. He is now a part of our team. With him being on the injured reserve list, teams cannot do that. Now, this was something that we did last year. It was something that was pretty, pretty similar, right? Last year, the Raiders got themselves, in my opinion, a steal with Darius Stills out of West Virginia as an undrafted free agent. Then what's going on was for the first 10 weeks and preseason and all that kind of stuff, they had him on injured reserve. What did that mean? Nobody was touching him. Nobody can grab him. Nobody could sign him. The second the Raiders took him off that list, the Kansas City Chiefs then went on and said, you know what? He's on your practice squad. We're going to sign him. He is now a Kansas City Chief. And that's what ended up happening. So, in my opinion, I really, really doubt that Sincere McCormick suffered a season-ending injury in non-padded practice, in a non-contact practice. I think that this is the Raiders trying to preserve a nice, talented running back on the Raiders roster while they still have a very heavily congested backfield. And you have to think about it. Look at all the opportunities that'll open up for Sincere McCormick next year. Kenyon Drake's contract runs out. Amir Abdullah is only on a 1-year deal. Josh Jacobs, it's unknown. So he then has his full chance to come back with Bertain Brown, with Zamir White, and he gets to add himself into that list. So I really just think that the Las Vegas Raiders pulled out a chess move and they said, you know what? We're stashing him. We're putting him in a way. He's still going to learn the team. He's still going to learn the scheme. He's still going to be with all the guys, but he won't play. He won't play this year. I had a few, I read through a few comment sections, this, that, and the third. And this is actually something that the New England Patriots did quite a bit with their players. When they felt like they had a talented player, but maybe he was at a position where they really just didn't need him that year, they decided to do this with him, just stash him away and allow them to develop off the field, off of the 60-minute game days, right? So it's something that the Patriots have done before, done in the past to help the development of these young guys. And just think about it, right? Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels were very, very transparent with what their plan was going into the draft. And, we're just going to go out and get the best guy available, even if it's not at a position of need. Well, I feel like they did the same in undrafted free agency, and they went out and got Sincere McCormick, undrafted free agent that is not at a position of need, but he's still a good player. And in that case, they're just going to let him basically not ride the bench, but they're going to allow him to learn and develop a little bit slower than others. But he's going to have a full year where he just basically gets to soak it all in, learn some NFL game film, have tape on his teammates, and then he can hit the ground running in 2023. I know it's underwhelming for a lot of us, right? You would like to see all your guys, all your rookies start and get some burn year one, but it doesn't always work like that. Like that. And shout out to my brother Junior. He says Carr won the last time they faced, and they had bad teams. Now they're on stacked teams. Let's see who comes out on top. Hopefully we face Stafford twice. Facts, Junior, because if we face Stafford twice, that means we're in that Super Bowl, man. Shout out to Junior, man. Thank you for the dono, man. Always appreciate it. And that's a fact, man. Hopefully we get to play him two times. Shout out to my brother James in the chat. So Sincere's not injured. I highly doubt it, Valerie. Highly doubt it. Yeah, Kenny, that's what I think. I think they just stashed him away. Don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised if next year he just comes out of nowhere and boom, just makes a team. Just holding him, then that makes sense. That's what I think is going down right at Dangerfield. I hope we can sign a right tackle and a veteran cornerback. Well, that's kind of why I wasn't really too worried about the whole Sincere McCormick thing. Is heading now the Raiders are going to try and fill up all 90 roster spots, right? You want to go into training camp with all 90, and then from there you shave down your roster all the way to 53. with Sincere McCormick heading to IR, it then opens up a roster spot. So not only do we get to stash him away for a year, and he's still developing and learning, but it also opens up a roster spot. So if you want to add a veteran right tackle or a veteran corner, you could do that now. You could have still done it before. We had other roster spots as well, but now there's more spots for them to fill up. So you could do that, G. You could do that, G Burris, or yeah, G Burris. I would love to do that. Yo, Andy, did Trayvon Merrick change his number or not? Seen practice pics still in number 25. I'm guessing if he's still in 25, then he's just decided to keep his number, because I think all number change already happened. I seen a I seen a horrible video on Twitter of Derwin James in number 3. It was just disgusting seeing that jersey. I wanted to throw up, but it is what it is. So yeah, I think that all the all the number changes are already done. My brother Reddit Gabe, how are you doing? He says, "What up, Andy? What's good, my boy? Hey man, I'm chilling, talking to the nation on a beautiful Tuesday. And please, you guys, if you haven't already, check out my brother Reddit Gabe. Exactly how it is on the screen. You can find him on YouTube. Salute Nation, yes sir. The nation, like a red shirt in college. Exactly. You still get to develop. You still get to learn. You still get to be with the team. All that kind of stuff, but you just don't play. You just don't play. And I think the two biggest things about the Sincere McCormick situation is that you open up a roster spot and another team cannot sign him as if he was eligible to be brought up on game days on the practice squad. Then a team would then be able to sign him. So I think those are the two biggest takeaways with the Sincere McCormick situation. What's your thoughts on Deron Payne? Supposedly he walked off the practice field. Could maybe be a trade target. In my opinion, Deron Payne, yes. in any way, shape, or form, yes, I would do it. Deron Payne he's young. The only thing is that you would have to trade for him, then pay him in the same offseason. I wouldn't really know how much that would work, especially since I think we're going into next offseason with only around $24 million of cap space. So it'd be pretty interesting on how that would work out. But you would absolutely love a player and a talent like that for sure. The Raider Critique, he says, "What up, family? Was good with you, Raider Critique, my brother in the building." Bro says, "Andy, I found your channel. Was good. Raider Nation, shout out to Rose in the building." They're storing him for that in-season Josh Jacobs trade for capital. Hey man, don't put that out there. We we talked a whole lot of Josh Jacobs yesterday, so it is what it is, man. Let's see. Also, we are a week away from the June 1st cut date. Could possibly be picking someone up. Hey man, there's a lot of things going down. Shout out to my brother X Red Nation. He was talking about the Deron Payne situation. There has been some reports. Shout out to Farrell NFL on Twitter and YouTube. Go check my brother out. He put something out there that is looking like Deion Jones and the Atlanta Falcons may be looking to split ways this offseason. In my opinion, man, I know my brother Kenny already in here talking about the linebackers. I think I would absolutely love to find a way to make that happen. At the end of the day, I know I already mentioned this to my brother Graf in that group chat that we got, but I know we would have to trade and give up some capital or give up a player, and his contract is pretty hefty, so we will be seeing some people get moved on from, some people maybe get shipped off on that deadline, but I would love to see us add some players on June 1st, right? Or, June 2nd or whatever it is. I would love to have some new additions to this roster. I think it's very, very important to add to this very good young nucleus. In my opinion, I feel like the top two guys, though, is for me, has to be Akeem Hicks and Ndamukong Suh. Those got to be my top two guys. Shout out to my brother Kenny, says, "Andy, the linebackers are looking sweet." Listen, man, something to note about our linebackers, and I want to tell you guys this now. Tomorrow we will be doing a full. We are the same way that we did it with Bilal Nichols, the same way that we did it with Rocky Sin. I will be going over every single defensive play that Patrick Graham called last year against the Kansas City Chiefs. I will be going over every single one of those plays live with you guys tomorrow. So if you want to see film on Patrick Graham's defense and what to expect from this defense when we play the Kansas City Chiefs, tune in tomorrow for that. Um, I'm hyped for it, man. I am hyped for it because we got to see how Patrick Graham played us. For those of you guys who didn't watch that film breakdown that I did, we watched that defensive breakdown, but facing a very, very big opponent in this division is something that I really want to do. And the reason why I think that it's very, very important to look at that game film is two reasons. Two reasons. That was one of Kansas City's worst performance offensively, and that was one of Patrick Graham's better games that he called that year. So very, very exciting to see that. I will do that tomorrow. But to get back to Kenny and his linebacker talk, yes, I like the linebackers that we got right now. Divine Diablo, Denzel Perryman, and Jayon Brown. Those are the guys that I feel like will be they got to be in the top three spots, right? They have to be the top three starters. But you got Kenny Young, you got Micah Kaiser, you got some guys that can rotate in and out, and then you got some pass rushers. Kyler Frackrell, you could do a lot of stuff with this crew. I would like us to maybe add one more, maybe outside linebacker, especially if it's looking like Abram won't be making that transition. I would like to see that, maybe add one more. But hey, if we don't, I like where we're at right now, though. I really, really do like where we're at. Yeah, I think the same thing, Reddit Dangerfield. We got to add maybe a veteran or two, be able to teach these young guys. Like, I really do think the heart of this defense, when you're switching into a 3-4, I know we won't be in it as much as you would be 10, 15 years ago, but even though your base is a 3-4, I still think that your interior defensive line play is going to be very, very big to the success of this defense. And right now we got two young rookies that I really, really am high on. I like Neil Farrell and I really like Matthew Butler. And I really would just love for the Raiders to add somebody that can mentor them on and off the field, right? You could potentially add an Ndamukong Suh that can teach our brother Neil Farrell the ways of being a dominant nose tackle in this league. And Ndamukong Suh is so versatile. He can also help teach Matthew Butler. He can teach Max Crosby. He can teach a lot of stuff, man. So I definitely feel like adding a veteran once we get that re-up on Cash in June, it should definitely be done, man. Ndamukong Suh would single-handedly restore fear back into the Shield. Facts. Critique says Daron Harmon, John Abram, Gillespie, Merrick looks good to me. The safety room is decent. Daron Harmon is a guy that I think will probably end up starting week 1. But hey, I will have to say this, man. I think that really Merrick is the only safety on this roster that has a secure job. I don't think that Daron Harmon has a secure job. I don't think that Abram has a secure job. I think that strong safety role is up for grabs for anybody, whether it's Tyreek Gillespie, our undrafted free agent Isaiah Pola-Mao out of USC. It is up for grabs, honestly. So whoever wants that spot, and you want to be a safety in this league, you want to be a safety in this defense. Patrick Graham loves utilizing these safeties. So I think that strong safety spot is up for grabs. If you want to make an impact, you can do it. You got to go earn it, though. You have to go earn it, though. So it's up for grabs. Whoever wants that safety spot, go grab it. Go grab it. I am bone drying Cali, bro. It is hot, bro. It is hot, Willie Wayne, bro. I hate this shit. I hate the heat. I would much rather it be cold. Let's see. What's good, Andy? What's good with you, James? You're right about Merrick. Yeah, I like Merrick. I think he's the only. I think that he is the only secure safety spot on this roster. South of Fresno, Velas Hill area. Our secondary is suspect. Well, listen, this is the thing, and this is why I'm very high on getting a veteran defensive lineman, is because we have to remember this, you guys. Secondary complements the rush. The rush complements the secondary. It goes both ways. And right now we have two very, very dominant edge rushers in Max Crosby and Chandler Jones. What we don't have for certain is a dominant middle, a dominant interior defensive lineman. And I'm not saying that Bilal Nichols can't be that or he won't be that. I think he could. And I'm not saying that Butler or Neil Farrell won't be that. I think they all could. But we need somebody that has that proven track record. We need somebody that has that proven resume that you could look back and like, damn, yeah, there's no doubt he can do it. So I think that you go out and maybe get in a Hicks or a Sue, and I think you have a guy that you can rely on in the middle, right? So it's like, even if Max Crosby and Chandler Jones are eating up the tackles, we know that the Ndamukong Suh is not letting anything go up the middle if the quarterback tries to run up the middle. We know that Bilal Nichols and Sue won't let none of that happen. So it complements each other. The secondary could definitely be better. I like Merrick. I think that where we're at right now, the two competitions that I'm very, very excited to see on the defensive spot is the strong safety role and the cornerback role. Cornerback room is, it's just waiting for somebody to step up. Absolutely waiting. Who is going to step up? Who is going to step up, and you will earn yourself that number one corner role. And you got to think about it. Rocky Asim, last year of his rookie deal, he wants to get paid. Anthony Averett, I thought he should have got paid a little bit more this offseason because of the season he had last year, but he didn't. So he's going to want to get paid. Trayvon Mullen, last year of his rookie contract, he's going to want to get paid. So these guys that are on the roster right now, whoever wants it, in that cornerback room, step up. You could be that corner number one. And I'm happy, right? You got two guys. You got a homegrown talent in Mullen. You have a guy that you traded for in Rocky Sin. You have Anthony Averett. Who wants it, man? And whoever wants it, go out and grab it. And I like that. I like that because nobody's job is safe. Nobody could walk in the building at that position and be like, oh, yeah, I got this. Nobody. And I love that. I love that. It makes them be on their toes day in, day out, making them have to work. I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's see. Our CB room is hot garbage. Nah, man. I wouldn't say it's hot garbage. It could definitely be better, Man City. Definitely be better. Kenny, Hobbs is certified, bro. Hobbs is locked in. I don't even have to talk about Hobbs. We know who Hobbs is. He's locked in. He's certified, man. We all know that, man. Hobbs is a dog, man. Hobbs is a dog. He is a dog. Now, do I think that Hobbs will step up and be an outside corner? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But yeah. And as far as our safety room, I think our safety room is the same thing. Even have Darius Phillips. You have Darius Phillips. You have Crayvon LeBlanc. Yeah, you got some guys. You still have Lameek Robertson. You have some guys. You have Sam Webb that you just picked up. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. Such a beast. Want to see the rookie DTs in the middle. I would love to see the rookie DTs in the middle. I think we will see a lot of it in the preseason. And then from there, hopefully in the preseason, we'll see somebody like we did with Hobbs last year ball out and earn themselves a starting job through that preseason role. I would love for that to happen. I would absolutely love for that to happen. I watched video on Justin Hall. Looks good. What's your thoughts on him? I think his numbers speak for itself, but Justin Hall is very, very, very shifty. I like him. He has a lot of versatility, or he adds a lot of versatility. He gives you big playmaking ability on special teams. He's a guy that you could kind of play that weird wide back role that's kind of emerging in the NFL right now. He could line up in the backfield. He could line up at receiver. He had over 3,800 receiving yards in college and over 1,500 return yards as a specialist in college as well. So he adds a lot to this team if he makes the roster. We just have to see. I like him. Very shifty, very very shifty. I'd say that's probably the best way to describe him. Man, it's hard to take him down. Hard to take him down. Dylan says, I'm excited for Hobbs and Diablo's second year. I think those two guys are going to take the biggest leaps. I think those two guys are going to take the biggest leaps. And honestly, I think that we kind of need Diablo to take a leap because with our linebackers, Jayon Brown's going to be gone, or he could get an extension, right? But Jayon Brown, he's only here for 1 year as of right now. Denzel Perryman, this is his last year on his contract. And seeing Diablo being the only one that's really flashed on a rookie deal, we really, really, really need him to take that step. And I think he will. But I think there is added pressure with that. I think there is added pressure with that. Adamkin Sue, a solid fourth CB and OBJ, done deal. Okay, Van, I hope it happens. Hot take, rookie Stanford Samuels from Florida makes the team. Will, he's actually not a rookie. He's been in the league since 2020, where he signed as an undrafted free agent with the Packers, and he played a few games. I think he played 2 games with the Packers and spent the entire 2021 season on the Packers practice squad. So he's actually been in the NFL for a few years already. But if he makes the squad again, that means that he's doing something right, man. So I really, really, really would love to see that happen. If we can't get Sue, I guess we should grab Larry Ogunjobi. In my opinion, if you can't get Sue, get the next best thing in terms of a mentorship. And I think that would be Akeem Hicks. And the reason why I think that'd be Akeem Hicks, and I think Akeem Hicks would be easier to acquire is because of our assistant general manager, Champ Kelly. I do believe that Champ Kelly he has something to do in bringing in Bilal Nichols from the Chicago Bears. And for those of you guys who don't know, our assistant GM is from the Chicago Bears this year. He just came. He interviewed for the general manager job. Obviously, Ziegler got it, but then Ziegler hired him as the assistant. So maybe we could see Akeem Hicks get pulled in and brought into the dark side. I would absolutely love that. My man Javier, he says, you think we still need another wide receiver? Thanks. Man, another wide receiver. Do I think we need one? Okay, well let's look at the depth. You got Keelan Cole. You got Demarcus Robinson. Obviously, Hunter, Devontae. You got Mac Hollins. I mean, do we need it? I don't know, but I think we could use one and see if somebody balls out in camp. I wouldn't say we absolutely need it, though. I don't think so. Do you think we have enough to stop the run? I mentioned this, Junior. This is what I think is happening, right? So in my record prediction, what I mentioned was, I believe it's week 3, we face off against the Tennessee Titans. And I had us losing against the Tennessee Titans, although they lost A.J. Brown. And some people were like, what the fuck? How does that happen? In my opinion, Junior, is because, look, this is what I think. I think we have a very good core right now with our defensive line. But I think when we get tested very, very early on in the season, it won't be a test that the defensive line will be ready for just yet. I don't think they'll be ready for it just yet. So I think the defensive line gets beat up, gets bruised up, gets battered, and they really get their first real introduction to smash mouth football in the NFL against the Tennessee Titans and King Henry. So I think we lose that game, but I think that game there prepares us immensely to go up against the Indianapolis Colts later on down the line. Now, I think we actually end up and snatch the win against Indianapolis, and I think a big part of that is because of the learning that, what they were able to learn against the Titans, playing them. So I think that's how it'll go down. I think we will have enough to stop the run long term. In the beginning, though, think I think it'll be too early for our young guys in the middle, though. I think it'll be too early, but further down the line when we play Indianapolis, I think it'll come in and play a big factor for sure. We need Daryl Williams point blank period. Oh, Daryl Williams, I like him. I like him, but look, Dylan, we got to see what's going on in camp first. Why hasn't Daryl Williams been signed already? Right, that's a bigger question. And another thing is, I know some of you guys may not like it. I really think that McDaniels is gonna give Leatherwood another shot at right tackle, man. I really, really do. I think Carmen Brasillo is gonna give his best shot and put his best foot forward in terms of helping Alex Leatherwood develop. I really do. I really think he's gonna get that shot again at tackle. We can use Waller in the slot, put Foster at tight end. That would be very, very nasty, the truth. I would love that. I would love that. Only if it's a sub 4-4 guy. If not, roll with what we have. There you go. I think sub 4-4s on the market, you really just have OBJ, Will Fuller, and what's the other guy? OBJ and John Ross. Let's see. We beat them Titans every time we go to Tennessee. Hey man, I think I might go. I think I might go to that game. So who knows? Andy, you played O line. Can he play right tackle? Because I say no. That's a very good question, ONT6 Soldier, my brother. To answer it short and sweet, I think he can. And the reason why I think he can is because I think he has the hardest part already locked down. And the hardest part, I think, in the NFL for an offensive lineman in general, not just right tackles, is the footwork. And Alex Leatherwood, he has his footwork down to a T. Like he has his footwork perfect. It is very, very good. What Alex Leatherwood lacks is discipline and I think confidence, honestly. And I think he lacks discipline with where he puts his hand. He forgets that sometimes he's playing offensive line and he needs to have his hands in the chest plates of the defensive lineman and not on the outside of them. On top of that, discipline goes towards, mind games, man. Like you are in the NFL, part of that transition in the NFL is being able to play with the noise of the NFL stadium and play with the nerves of a game-winning drive. And all of that needs to be factored in, right? But do I think he could play right tackle? I do. I do. His footwork is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. Honestly, I really thought that he was going to struggle making the transition from the left side to the right side in terms of footwork because it is very different. But absolutely not. His footwork was just the same. Just the same. And I have high hopes for Leatherwood. I have high expectations for Leatherwood if he goes back to right tackle. And really, I think that right now it's just getting his confidence back and putting in that work. Putting in that work, man. That's really what it comes down to. And I think that if he comes in with the right mindset, willing to go back and play that position and start all over again, start from scratch with Carmen Brasillo and Josh McDaniels, I think he'll succeed. I think he'll succeed. Let's see. He's a drive killer. He was at times last year. The Nation, like you're not lying. For real, Andy, let's link up. Homie Mario and me going for his B-Day. He's a Titans fan. Got to give him another L. Hey, if I'm going, I'll definitely let you guys know when it's for sure locked in. Andy, in your opinion, who is in our NASCAR package? It's funny enough, right? Because I was just letting you guys know how I'm going to be doing the breakdown tomorrow of every single Patrick Graham play that he called against the Kansas City Chiefs last year. And a NASCAR package, I'm not too sure how that would look. But if you ask me what's our best pass rushing look, in my opinion, our best pass rushing look would probably be, of course, Chandler Jones on one end, Malcolm Koonce at the other outside linebacker. Then you would have Max Crosby as the 3-4 edge. Then you would have either Bilal Nichols or Matthew Butler on the other 3-4 edge, and then Neil Farrell as the nose tackle. That's what I think the best group of rushers would look like. Unless you wanted to take out Mr. Thick Frame Farrell and put in Bilal Nichols at the nose, and then you have Bilal at the nose or at the one, and then you have Matthew Butler as the other 3-4 edge, and that would be that would be a very underratedly good pass rushing matchup. But that's a 5-man rush. If you're asking me a 4-man rush, I think your best guys is Max, Chandler, um, Bilal, and Matthew Butler. That's what I think your best guys are in terms of rushing the quarterback. To be honest, only a few teams match up with us so far as DBs goes. Saints, Ravens. Other than that, other teams will get a rude awakening without any film against us. We start hot for sure. Big Jim, I hope that's the case. And for sure, right? There's not any. I mean, even with the Ravens, I don't think like the Ravens didn't do good against. Well, nah, that's a lie. We went to overtime with the Ravens, but even the Ravens against just having to face Ruggs, Hunter, and Waller were they? I mean, they ended up losing that game, right? And now you have Devontae, Renfro, Waller, like, oh man, like it's tough, man. It is tough. That is a tough task for any team. Um, but yeah, you're right. You're right. Not many teams match up with our offense. A lot of firepower on this offense. McDaniels would get Darrell Williams and still give Leatherwood a chance. Either way, he would be a vet presence and good guard to have. That's the thing, right, Crusher? And this is what I was talking about with Darrell Williams. In my opinion, if you go out and Darrell Williams, at that point, just let Alex Leatherwood play guard. And the reason why is because you're doing a disservice to what Darrell Williams can offer your team. And it's very interesting what happened with Darrell Williams' career because he's a guy that he's so versatile and he's so good at the positions that he offers that it makes teams second guess where he should play. So with the Buffalo Bills, after the Buffalo Bills acquired him from the Panthers, what they ended up doing was they played him at right tackle and he did very good. And then they had some injuries and they bumped him into guard. And then even playing guard, he played very good. So then what they ended up doing was they made him play the last second half of the season at guard, even though the injuries were no longer a concern because guys were back. So he offers a lot in terms of an interior offensive lineman and a tackle. So it's kind of tough to look at him as an interior offensive lineman. Of course, he would come on this roster and he would be the best interior offensive lineman we would have at that point if you are to play him at the guard position. But I feel like you're doing him a disservice on bringing him in and just making him a guard. That's what I think. Let's see. I'm going to Vegas next week. Come through, Andy. I got the my big Raider. Shout to you, my brother. I'm gonna be at work. So yeah, man. My brother Halo. Shout out to my guy. Fire ass profile picture. He says, "My brother Andy, the young savant. Have a blessed day. Likewise, man. Hope you and the beautiful family are having a blessed day as well, my brother." Let's see. For us to win a championship, we need a top 10 defense. Interesting. Hey, man. We just got to win the chip by any means possible at the end of the day. By any means possible at the end of the day. How insane would it be if we got Deebo Samuel? It'd be fucking ridiculous, but it won't happen. I think Deebo Samuel was like reported he was out there in Dallas with CD, Dak, and Zeke. So he ain't coming here. And DC put that shit to rest immediately. I'm glad he did that. Brad, he says, was good. Hey, Raider Nation, was good, Andy. Any big things happened lately? Was in the hospital for 3 days. Well, Brad, I am glad that you are out. I hope that you are feeling a lot better. And I'm glad that you are back in the lives. Anything big happened lately? Outside of today, our undrafted free agent, Sincere McCormick, getting placed on the IR, there isn't really too much going on. There was, for those of you guys who haven't already checked out my video that I put out earlier on yesterday, Pro Football Impact ranked Max Crosby as the #1 edge rusher last year. So interesting enough. That's interesting to look at. But really, Brad, nothing much. And again, I'm glad you are back. I'm glad you are back. Hopefully, you feel a lot better. My brother Watts in the building says the key to our team is not the offense that will fall into place with the chemistry. The defense is the key to help keep the score down. Facts, Watts. And that right there, Watts, is the reason why I'm doing that breakdown tomorrow of Patrick Graham against the Chiefs, man, because the Chiefs pose one of the biggest, if not the biggest, threat in our division right now. So I really want all of you guys to be there when I am showing you guys how Patrick Graham decided to play the Chiefs. And he held the Chiefs to 2 touchdowns, you guys. 2 touchdowns. Yes. The Chiefs with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Byron Pringle, Demarcus Robinson at the time. Yes, he held them to 2 touchdowns. 2 in 60 minutes. 2 touchdowns. Crazy. We don't need Debo. Facts. Andy, do you think that 6'8" tackle makes the team? I'm assuming you're talking about Bam Olaseni. I don't think he makes a 53-man roster. I think ultimately he gets put on the practice squad. And I think that at the end of the day, what we did last year, every year the team gets 3 practice squad protected players. And I think that Bam Olaseni will make the practice squad, and I think that he'll be protected every single week. That's what I think happens. I'm out. Be safe, bro. Thank you. You too, Big Raider. Thank you for pulling up. And yeah, stay safe, man. Let's see. So let me ask you this, Andy. Did the Giants have a better defense than us last year as of right now? When the season ended, the Giants ranked higher than us on defense. I'm not sure what you mean, though, because our defense hasn't played yet. I don't know. They had a top 5 red zone defense, bro. Like, think about that shit. So what defense do you think we're gonna run as far as positions? We're gonna run as far as positions like fronts and formations. Is that what you mean? I mean, I think that we're gonna be in the nickel a lot, especially against teams like the Chiefs and the Chargers. Maybe even the Broncos now with Russell Wilson that'll air the ball out a ton. We're going to be in our nickel a ton, so we're only going to see 2 linebackers on the field, 4 defensive linemen, and 5 DBs. That's what we'll be in for the most part. But when we do see Patrick Graham put extra linebackers out there, we'll definitely be in the 3-4 for sure. We'll definitely be in the 3-4. I feel like the 3-4 gives you the best available guys to stop the run. So I really like that. On top of that, if you look at it, really the 3-4 is very versatile in the fact that you can sub one outside linebacker out, put either a big strong safety there or just a coverage linebacker, and you can have a very good 3-man rush with 8 men dropping back, and you can have a very good coverage front out of a 3-4 with 4 linebackers, which isn't really too common, but Patrick Graham has done it. So we'll see. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate you, kid. Yeah, I blew apart my knee. Damn, I'm going to be a gimp now. I did a number on it. Oh man. Oh shit. That's fuck. Hey man. Speedy recovery. I am hoping, man. I am hoping you have a speedy recovery, man. That's tough. Let's see. Stop the cap, everybody. Our Raiders are going to rise or fall on our offense. That's where we are going all in. I think it'll be very hard for this offense to fall. I feel like it'll be very, very, very hard for us to fall. No, it isn't. We should not have to shoot out with everything we play. We shouldn't have to come back in virtually every game. I agree. I agree. We should not have to do that with the amount of players and pieces and all etc. that we've added. Um, I think that maybe you have. I think you maybe have three shootouts. I think you have one with the Chargers, one with the Chiefs, and one with the Rams. After that, you really shouldn't have money. Like you really shouldn't have many. Our defense has been trashed for seasons, yeah. And interesting enough, right? I should have posted on Twitter, but the Raiders are actually in the top 10 most highest paid defenses in the NFL. We rank ninth on that list. So we definitely have to live up to the expectation. When you put a lot of money on a certain side of the football, you're expecting a lot in return. And the Raiders have invested over $100 million on the defense, and of course, we've invested more on the offense. That's obvious, but having the 10th highest paid defense or the ninth highest paid defense in the NFL, you need to go improve your worth now. You have to. Over $100 million spent on that defense. Gotta show your worth. Shout out to my brother Tavio in the building, always pulling up and showing love and support to the channel. Shout out to my brother Tavio in the building. Defense wins championships. This is a fact. That is a fact. At the end of the day, that's a fact. Yoshi says, true. Do you think Abrams will do better than Peppers in Graham's system? Better than Peppers? No. I think that Peppers overall is a better player than Abram. He's more well-rounded. So I don't think that he'll do better than Peppers. I think that he could be similar to what Peppers did in this role, but I wouldn't say that he would do better. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Clark can win games with a top 10 defense for sure, Watts. For sure. Bro, he was winning games with a bottom 20s defense. Like, hell yeah. DC can do this shit, man. For sure. Our defense is looking up this season. On paper, we will see how it comes together. Very, very true, Dylan. And at the end of the day, yes, training camp has begun. But like I said, man, the nucleus is there already. But we should expect a veteran or two to be added to this defense. Whether that's on June 1st or this June 2nd or not. But we should expect another veteran to be added to this defense. So we'll see. Not giving up 30 points a game. Facts, bro. Facts. We're going to hang our hat on the turnover margin. You know what, Greg? Seeing Patrick Graham, I think they had 2 turnovers against the Chiefs. I'm happy and I'm confident that we will be in the top half in scoring defenses. I think that we'll be in the top half of turnovers this year. And I'm just happy with what this organization has moving forward. Very, very happy. Andy, what up from Fresno? Shout out to my brother Brandon. Wait, are you asking where I'm from? I think you're just saying what's up from Fresno, but I'm from Oakland, brother. That's where I am. That's where I stay. That's where I grew up. All that. That's where I was born. Facts. What up? Oh, okay, bet. Let's see. I don't think we're done on defense. We can't be. We need Donkey Kong in another corner. Hey, we'll see. Did we get Perriman before or after training camp last year? It was it was during. It was during, or it was like, I think it was either right before it started or at the very beginning. We were able to trade that 5th round pick for Perryman and a 6th in return. So, you know, we'll good. We'll be good. Everything is going to come together. The stars have aligned. Facts. As my brother Wason would say, man, the Raider equinox, it's upon us. It's upon us. If I'm not mistaken, all of our Super Bowls were won in 3-4 defenses. That is a fact, Tito. That's a fact. This defense should give our offense more short fields that Carr's ever had. That's another thing, and that'll also reflect on the score lines, man. Warriors getting killed, man. You know me, I don't care about the Warriors or basketball. Um, but here's the thing: are they playing in San Francisco or are they playing in Dallas? Because if they're getting whooped, it's because they want to end the series in the Bay. That's because they want to end the series out here and get bread out here. Shout out to what? Shout out to Monica in Costa Rica. What a nation for life. Hey, shout out to her, man. Now it's gonna come back and win the series. I don't give a shit. Yo, it was good, Kyle. In Dallas, yeah, that's why. They're in Dallas. They want to bring that bread back to the Bay. Come on, man. Tom Brady's and Mahomes also have Hall of Fame coaches their entire careers. Facts. Facts. Listen, man. I personally, I think that Mahomes and Josh Allen are the top two quarterbacks in the NFL in my opinion. Personally, I like Josh Allen more, but with what Mahomes has accomplished, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Now, with that being said, I think, for one, it's not Mahomes' fault that he got into this position, right? He's very lucky to be in this position, but I think that Mahomes would not have the same success if he was the first overall pick. Because in the first overall pick, he doesn't have a mentor in Alex Smith for a year. With the first overall pick, he doesn't have a Hall of Fame coach in Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. He doesn't have these guys around him to make him look better at the beginning of his career. I like Mahomes, or I don't like Mahomes, but I know that he's the best quarterback in the league. I think that a lot of his success so far has came from the scheme, and I'm very interested to see what happens to him without Tyreek Hill, because you'll notice I already took a sneak peek. I already cheated a little bit on the film that we're gonna break down tomorrow. Whenever this dude needs a bailout, I'm telling you, whenever this dude needed a bailout, just let me just throw it to Tyreek, bro. And he doesn't have that on the roster this year, so we'll see. We'll see. We will see. But like I said, all of that is no fault to him. Like, he's maximized what he's had. Like that's good. That's what he should do. Andy, key to the defense this year. Key to the defense is the defensive line. Simple. This year is going to be fun as hell. Most definitely, Yoshi. We'll be all right this year. I think we'll be more than all right this year. Brandon, I think that we need to get that. We'll be all right. We'll be okay. I hope we just make the playoffs. That shit is behind us, bro. Sorry. I'm trying to get to a championship game. I'm trying to get to an AFC championship game. And after that, I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. Like, we're going to be more than all right this year, Brandon. Facts. That's very true. It is very true. It's a fact. Carr been going through coaches and replacement players more than a whole cigarette pack since college. Bro, what he had? 5 different head coaches, so that's 5 different schemes. The man had been a part of 50 different rebuilds. Like, oh, man. Mahoney will get exposed. We were 29th red zone offense and defense. How can a QB win a Super Bowl with that? It's impossible, Watts. It's impossible. It is impossible, but guess what? With the 2 coaches that we brought in, or the 2 coordinators that we brought in, McDaniels had a top 5 red zone offense, and Patrick Graham had a top 5 red zone defense with less on both sides of each one of those teams. So we have a much better offense than the Patriots, and they had a top 5 red zone scoring offense. We have a much better defense now with the Giants, and they had a top 5 red zone defense. So listen, I am very excited for this year because of what we've been able to put together, not just with players, but with the staff, man. I think we should all be very, very, very excited with what we've done this year. And get ready for it, man. Get ready for it, because it'll be a big year for the Las Vegas Raiders. And the times of, these dumbasses just bullshitting on ESPN. Hey man, if you want to get real Raider shit, subscribe to the content creators, man. We be putting work. We be putting in work. So subscribe to us and fuck with us, man. Mahomes, let's see. Raiders have to play decisive all around football in order to succeed. Listen, what we gotta do is two things. Controlled chaos. No more of this fucking undisciplined. I'm gonna hit the quarterback after I damn near sacked him because I'm mad. No more of that bullshit. Control yourself. Controlled chaos. So double C. And the triple A. Alignment, assignment, and attack, man. You do that shit on defense, bingo, you're chilling. You're good. Because what that does, that eliminates penalties, eliminates mistakes, eliminates big plays, and you're good. You're good. We won games off of pure grit. Wasn't no coaching going on, bro. Stop it. That's a fact. But I don't know if you're talking to me. I don't know if he was talking to me. Because I was agreeing with you. Javier says, how many TDs on Carr and Tate connection? I think they got 15. No, you know what? Fuck that. I think they got 17. I think those two alone have 17 touchdowns. One for each game. Come fuck with me, man. 17. I'm confident, man. I may be a little bit too excited, but fuck it. It is what it is. That's what I think, Javier. He said 20. Facts. I guarantee the defense doesn't give up multiple fourth downs in the fourth quarter. Yeah, maybe because now our defensive coordinator won't be playing fucking bum-ass defense. You feel me? Damn, Andy out on a limb there. Hey, man. One for each game. Fuck it. Oh, I'm not talking to you? Yeah. That's what I thought. How are the OTAs going, Sequoia? As of now, all the reports have been good, but only thing is that we really learned today was that the Raiders decided to put Sincere McCormick on IR, giving us another roster spot, letting him now not be allowed to be touched by any other team in the NFL. So really, that's the only bigger news that's came out today. But we'll see. Andy, we have everything we need. No more excuses. Time to get it done on the field. No excuse. Hey, there's 100% no excuses on the offense. 100% no excuse on offense. I wouldn't say there's no excuses on the defense because there's positions that you can get better at, but there is no excuse to go and be in the bottom half of the NFL in defenses. Like, you can't. This team cannot rank 17th or below on defense. Can't. No, thank you, man. And I know Derek Carr will still win a lot of games with that defense, but if you want to win a championship and not just win games, you got to be on the top half, man. Got to be on the top half. Cocky as fuck, as you should be, Andy. 16 TDs. Hey, man. 20 of them. No, I'm playing. 17 of them, man. One for each game. Carr lovers got no excuses. I don't know if I fall in that category. I like Carr. I love what he's done for this team and this organization. But, yeah, he has no excuse. He has no excuse, like, at all. Our defense needs to be 9 or 10 out of 10 right now. It's a 6 or 7. No, I would not put it at a 6 or 7. That is too high, and we haven't done anything yet. But we'll see. Do Raiders need breaks in games? What do you mean? I'm a Carr lover, and you're right. If he don't do it, he will. If he doesn't do it now, he will never do it. Facts. Drop passes in the end zone and flags on the goal line, and penalties on Alex Leatherwood, and penalties on John Simpson, and snaps over the head of DC by Andre James, all that shit, man. It was a fucked up world we lived in last year, Watts. It was always something for him. Do the Raiders? I don't know what he means by do the Raiders need breaks in games. None needed. Carr will show improve. Watch. Yeah, facts. Carr's gonna ball out, bro. Like for people to say that DC is a dark horse MVP candidate is kind of funny to me, bro. It's like, how was he not a dark horse MVP candidate last year when he had 4,800 yards, putting him in the top 5 of passing yards? Like that's last year, bro. Like it's not dark horse this year, bro. You have the best wide receiver in the league. You got a top 3 tight end. You got a top 2 slot receiver. The fuck, like dark horse? No, he is an MVP candidate this year. That's not dark horse, bro. Like he needs to be up there. He needs to be up there. Facts like that. That's not dark horse. Basically, break-in games is like time to gel. No, I think they will get that. We'll get all the wrinkles ironed out in preseason. Carr MVP this year. Rose says exactly. I think he means games that will. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. We get that shit ironed out in the preseason. Top 10 running back, Anthony. You're pushing it. You're pushing it, Anthony. you're pushing it, brother. But a top 12 running back. Yeah, come on now. Brandon, yeah, dark horse is dumb for sure. For sure. Anthony, you troll, my brother. Shout out to Anthony, man. Kill the dumbass penalties last year, and we would have had a top 15 defense. Discipline is key. Discipline is everything. Discipline is everything, man. Control, chaos, and AAA, baby. Alignment, assignment, attack. You got to do it. You got to do it. You will hear me say that a lot. Alignment, assignment, attack, because that's everything. If you line up correctly, you're not going to get no offsides. If you know your assignment, you're not going to get no dumbass penalties. Hey, man, and if you attack while you're aligned correctly and know your assignment, you're going to ball. You're going to ball, baby. That's AAA. Carr had to throw for that many TDs, that many yards last year. Exactly. He had to throw for that many yards. But this year, he won't have to throw for that many yards, and he'll still throw for more. Because why? Because the defense is going to be better, so he's going to get the ball more. And overall, he has superstars on his team now. He can throw a screen pass that'll go 60 yards. He can throw a fade up to Devontae, and Devontae will come down with it, one cut, and score a touchdown. Like, he has playmakers now. Before, we had guys that made plays. But he has playmakers, guys that make those plays. Fucking AI. Yeah, that's funny, man. He threw for 4,800 yards without Adams and barely Waller. On top of that, Watts, with no run game, when teams knew he was going to throw the ball. On top of that, Watts, when teams were able to bracket Hunter Renfrow. Because he said, you know what? We're going to bracket Hunter Renfrow and make you throw to Zay Jones. Watts, man. He is a good quarterback, man. DC throws for 6,000 yards and 45 touchdowns. Well, damn. That shit right there puts you in the Hall of Fame. Imagine you have a season like that, bro. What the heck? How they gonna grow his hands? Small hands? Hey, man, them small hands about to throw for 50 million touchdowns. He does got to hold on to the damn ball, though. Exactly, Watch, and he dropped back a lot because our run game was non-existent. Critique, we on the same type of timing, bro. We are on the same type of timing. But listen, you guys, please, before we head out, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Join the family over here. We talk about Raiders football, news, updates, rumors, all that bullshit, all the fun stuff. We do it all here. And like I said, tomorrow, tune in for our film session on Patrick Graham's defense versus divisional champs Kansas City Chiefs last year. Something to look at, look forward to it. Same time, same place. Tune in, 7 p.m. And on your way out, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Let's get it into the algorithm, baby. And like I said, join the family if you haven't already. But listen, you guys, we've been on here for about an hour 10, almost an hour 15. I am going to head out. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Again, prayers to all those affected with the tragedy that happened over there in Texas. And as always, you guys, I hope you guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. I love you guys, nation. And guess what? I'm gonna leave you guys with this fire ass outro, man. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Welcome to the Death Star, where our opponent's dreams come to die.
Well, damn, Ro. I appreciate you. I couldn't leave out like that. Shout out to Ro in the building. Hope to see you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot. Appreciate you. Like I said, I love you guys. And I'm going to run that intro back again. I'm out.